Hey everybody, it's Randy with Rolling Rack Posh, and I'm here again doing a YouTube Live for a couple reasons. First reason is we're going to talk about 10 ways to source online for your online reselling or wholesaling business. We're mainly focused on reselling. I'm a reseller in the Poshmark app. Recently moved over to eBay, been dabbling with Etsy and Mercari a little bit, but most of my sales, I would say 95% of my sales come from Poshmark. I've been in the Poshmark app since 2014 and got serious about trying to go full-time last May. So it's been about a year. I do have another seasonal job, but that's been put on pause because of COVID. So this is everything right now. And it's been really fun having the time to actually put in and grow the business. So I'm also hosting my very first Posh and Sip this Saturday at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in Poshmark. So Poshmark has partnered with me and some other folks across the US, and in different regions, they have hosts that are hosting the Posh and Coffee, they called it. They used to be Posh and Sips. It was more of a nighttime wine party event, and it was a networking thing, and now they've opened it up to more of a morning breakfast coffee sip type Posh and Sip. So they're called Posh and Coffees now. So 10 o'clock the day after tomorrow on Saturday morning, we will be here. You can wear your pajamas, bring your coffee, and the topic this month is virtual sourcing, which leads me to this video to kind of give you a preview of possible things that we can talk about this Saturday. So we're going to start down the list with 10 ways that you can source for inventory during the pandemic, or not, even after the pandemic, if you just want to start sourcing online. And it actually does save a lot of time, because I know a lot of us love to go thrifting, to go to estate sales, to go shopping. Some of us use this business as an excuse to shop and get our need to shop, I guess a way to blow off steam shopping. But when you crunch the numbers and it comes down to it, you can't, if you're serious about this being a business, you can't afford to spend all your time sourcing and shopping online. So, or not online, in person. So online is kind of a way to free up time. A lot of people are moms and they have kids and they have a limited amount of time where they can do this. Not everybody has a bunch of hours in a day free to go hang out and shop all day. So here are some ideas that may help you out, or some ideas maybe you've not thought of before. Number one, we're all used to just getting up and going to the thrift store, right? Back in the old days when things were normal, that's what we would do. So you can still do that. You can go to Goodwill. You can go to Goodwill.com. And most Goodwills will have a local syndicate. I believe I've gone to, I think it was Goodwill.com/Vegas. I'd have to look up the exact link. But local stores have links. And the way I found out about it was when you go to My Goodwill, even before the pandemic, they were promoting, hey, shop online, go to this website. And now when you drive by my local Goodwill, there's a sign in the front door and it says, hey, visit us here. So a lot of regions are putting all their, I guess, thrifted goods, because they're still, in my region, they're still getting donations. I know some Goodwills aren't accepting donations. And this goes for Plato's Closet. This goes for Goodwill. There's usually an accompanying website that you can go to still continue to shop online. So shipping becomes an issue at that point, because when you can just walk into the store, you find the good deals, you leave, you don't have to pay for shipping. So if there's any kind of bulk discount on shipping, or something that you may want to do if you're going to start shopping online, is to sign up for their email list. Email list, sometimes you'll get a welcome email and it'll say, here's 10% off, or, save some money, come back and shop online on your first purchase. So I highly recommend signing up for any of the Goodwill memberships that they have. They have a rewards program, things like that. So sign up for the email list if you're going to do any online sourcing, because it could save you money. And there might be some kind of rewards program. So the first one was online thrift stores, Goodwill, Plato's. There was a local thrift store in my area too that they just had their local website on. So if you drive by, even though they're closed, they may have a notification in their door that tells you how to still shop. Some people are posting stuff to their social media pages, and you can DM them and they'll do the transaction that way too. So, but just keep in mind a factor in shipping. Second way to source online is still estate sales. You can still go to estate sales. You can't physically go there, but a lot of the estate sale companies have taken all their goods and put them online. Now, it's changed a little bit, because typically when you go to an estate sale, say an estate sale runs Thursday to Sunday. The first day, opening day, usually everything's full price. Friday and Saturdays are the popular days. Some areas, Saturdays, they'll start cutting prices. Some days it's 50 or 75% off Sunday. They just want to clear it off. Sometimes everything's $1. You never know. So it's a little bit backwards now. Now that the estate sales are going online, sometimes they're more of an auction style. So they will start with a low number and then they start going up. So it's still an option. Another thing you want to look out for is auctions. Sometimes read the fine print because they sometimes have a 15% basically purchasing fee, and it's to cover the labor and the cost of somebody, gathering the items together, processing, taking the pictures, the whole shebang that goes on for them to actually host the online auction. So you got to factor in those fees, and then you've got to usually take the time to go drive to the location in your local area and pick up the goods. So that's something you want to think about, but it is an option. They usually are doing curbside pickup. So all that's in the fine print, and usually you will have to click the link and create a user profile so you can bid online. Sometimes you do have to put in your credit card info because as soon as you check out, it runs it and they add their 15% fee, and it's on you to make the time window that they're doing pickups. A lot of time pickups are Monday or Tuesday for a couple hour period. You've got to go down there. You can call them when you get there and then they'll run your stuff out to you. So we've covered online thrift stores, we have covered estate sales, and number 3, retail arbitrage is still a thing. So those of you know about retail arbitrage is when maybe some of you know that there's a clearance corner or a clearance rack or aisle at TJ Maxx, let's use for an example. And you can go and you can find Ray Dunn mugs for $4.50, and you can sell them for $20 online, $15 online, whatever you can do. You're basically going in and finding something that's new, that's highly discounted, deeply discounted and marked down, and then you're flipping it for a profit. That's retail arbitrage. And a couple of you might know the TJ Maxx Marshall's Ross secret that typically in January and in June, they have their yellow tag sale, and you can get a ton of good stuff. So stock up and save that to sell and flip, and everything's brand new with tags. So that's the best. So you can still do retail arbitrage in this climate. It's just done online. So you will have to go through tjmaxx.com, nordstromrack.com, lastcall.com, any of your normal stores, even Macy's.com. Again, join their email list because they'll typically send you sales and discount codes. You can use that to apply towards checkout, and usually that could help offset the shipping. And if they have a rewards program where you can rack up points, do it. And you can still do retail arbitrage. Learn how to use the sort and the filter feature on these websites, because sometimes you can sort for best value. Sometimes you can sort for lowest to highest. Sometimes you can sort by size. So if you know that you sell a ton of plus size items and you know that you always sell out at 3X or XX, you can filter just to look up those items. You can look for certain brands. If you know you like to sell Free People or something, you can find out what's on sale on Free People and then use the filter for low to high, and you can see what the cheapest Free People item you can buy new is that you can have sent to you. So far, online thrift stores, estate sales, retail arbitrage. Number 4, sorry, I keep looking up, but I have a list. It's a lot to remember. Number 4 is selling sites. So sites that are selling items, you can also use to source items. Selling sites that I had in mind were like eBay, like Poshmark.com or the Poshmark app, Depop, Mercari, Grailed, any of the selling sites or the apps that you can use. A lot of people that are reselling or that were trying out reselling or trying to kind of make this their side hustle or even go full time, like say I decided today that I just wanted out of the game and I didn't want to do this anymore and I didn't want to sell. I have this whole rack. All these racks are full of stuff. And say I was like, I just want it gone. I want it out of my house. I want my money back that's tied up in inventory. I'm going to sell everything for $5. And at that on Poshmark, you'd probably make like a $2 profit on it. So, I mean, that's not ideal, but you do have some people that have to move. They're downsizing. The pandemic is like turning their life upside down, and maybe they just want to get rid of stuff. Well, you can use that kind of to your advantage because they might be willing to wheel and deal. On Poshmark, you can get a box up to 5, 7, or 10 pounds, depending. I think the normal shipping label is up to 5 pounds. So say you get a flat rate box from a seller and they just stuff it with as many shirts as they can and they'll sell you a box for 10 bucks. You could easily recoup that. So, and even yesterday, I just did a video on how to bleach tie-dye t-shirts. Even if the stuff isn't the best stuff, if you can make it look cool, if you can make it trendy, if you can make it something that somebody wants, if it's a popular size, like I said, the plus sizes do really well. I just made my first sale on eBay the other day. It happened to be a size 2 petite Talbot jeans. So I've sold on eBay before, but it was only cars. I used to actually like sell used cars on eBay. But my first sale as a reseller, trying to take Poshmark stuff and move it to eBay. So I couldn't sell those jeans to save my soul on Poshmark, but they moved on eBay. Who knows? Anyways, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but you can use the selling sites to still use that filter feature and filter price from low to high. And you can search brands you want to sell. You can search sizes, all of that stuff. So don't forget to use the sites you were trying to sell on to also source inventory. You don't want to overlook the obvious, right? Another one, number 5, is ThreadUp. ThreadUp is the largest online reseller. They're huge. They're actually so huge that they're making partnerships with, I believe it's Macy's or Nordstrom, to actually start selling luxury, used, lightly used, like new condition items in their stores. This was just about to go down before the whole COVID thing happened. I'm not sure. I would assume the partnership's still going on, but reselling and thrifted goods are a multi-billion-dollar business right now. It's a huge industry. And there are people that are trying to, buy sustainably, buy smarter. If a lot of manufacturing is happening in China and we're outsourcing and people are wanting to buy US made goods, that's great, but a lot of times they're more expensive and they don't have the budget to do that. So another thing that you can do is get more use longer out of items that already exist to keep them out of landfills. So some of these purses, like the Louis Vuitton purses that are, made overseas, they're made and they're great quality and you just want to get as much life as you can out of them. You can fix things. You don't necessarily have to throw something away just because a strap is starting to break. You can get that fixed. Shoes you can take to a cobbler. If you have a hole in a beautiful designer vintage dress, you could take it to alterations and get the hole sewn up. You can fix stuff. You can replace zippers. You can replace buttons. So ThreadUp has, like I said, they're the largest online reseller or thrift store. You can go through and you can use the filter and try to find, you want to buy low and sell high, obviously. So you want to find something that is of value at the lowest price possible. So you can a la carte. And if you sell band tees, you can look up concert tees, band tees. If you sell jeans, you could look up jeans and shoes, and you can fill your own cart a la carte. Or you can buy, they have reseller boxes, wholesaler boxes, and they have something called a rescue box. Now, keep in mind, a rescue box may need some work or may have some things that need rescuing. There might be stains, there might be holes, there might be zippers that don't work. Not always. Some of the rescue boxes, I don't know if it's just liquidation. They have so much inventory they can't process. So good stuff will be actually thrown in there. But just keep in mind you are taking a chance. I recently ordered a ThreadUp shoe rescue box. It was $80. There's 15 pairs of shoes that are supposed to be in there. I just got an email from them the other day that it's on a month back order, a month delay because their rescue boxes are so popular. And maybe not every single pair of shoes will be sellable or flippable, but then you might get a pair of Coach boots in there that basically pay for the whole box. So I figured it out. It came out to like $5 or $6 a shoe. To me, it's worth the risk. So I'll check it out and I'm going to do a video on that when it comes, but it's delayed a month. So we're going to have to wait on that. But ThreadUp is definitely a resource that you can use. Number 6, Facebook. Use Facebook. You can use Facebook in a lot of different ways to source online. You can go to Facebook Marketplace and see if there are resellers that are going out of business that are selling boxes. They have inventory they don't want to discount deeper or do shipping discounts on. So maybe if you're local, they'll sell you a whole box for $20 and tell you the brands that are in there. It might be a mystery box. You might just pick up the box for whatever they're asking, and it's kind of a crapshoot. So you never know. Be careful with it, but it is an option. Another way you can use Facebook is for Facebook groups. There are a lot of Facebook groups that are specifically geared towards resellers. Facebook groups, there are groups for thrifting, and there are groups that do something called a live thrift. Now, when the economy was open, the live thrifts were pretty cool. And it was almost like training wheels too for people that are just getting into the clothes flipping or the reselling game. The idea of a live thrift before is somebody would roll into Goodwill with their camera and take pictures of things and say, okay, Free People blazer, they're asking $450, yes or no. And then the people that are watching this come through in the Facebook group will say, yes, it's worth it. No, it's not. And if you have somebody that's really bored or willing to help you, they can even look up comps. So basically they go into sold listings on eBay, sold listings on Poshmark, and see what that specific item sold for. And they'll say, hey, I'm running a comp on that patchwork Free People blazer size medium, and somebody sold it for $55. So at $4 or $5, pick it up. And so it kind of helps you learn as you go. So since that can't happen anymore because people can't go into the thrift store, they are doing live thrifts from home. So again, say somebody's got a backlog of inventory. You say, okay, live thrift happening in 30 minutes. And everybody logs in, and this person will post all the items. And then it's basically a commission-free transaction. The seller is selling directly to you. You're claiming what items you want, and then you pay shipping and you pay for whatever the cost of those items are. And a lot of these live thrift home edition groups are selling items for between $1 to like $8 an item. So you can find some good stuff in these Facebook thrifting groups, especially the ones that do live thrift home editions. Somebody must have been a wholesaler for jewelry, and I bought a ton of jewelry from them for like $1 a piece, and it's been selling pretty good. So that's kind of cool. So use Facebook Marketplace, and get into some Facebook thrifting groups so you can network with other sellers that are possibly selling cheap or liquidating, or just doing it for fun to entertain themselves during this whole COVID pandemic stay-at-home order. Okay, number 7, consumer selling apps. And I believe there's accompanying websites with these. I'm not sure if they're just apps, so you'll have to look into that. But for example, Let Go, Virage Sale, like garage sale, but with a V, virtual garage, Virage Sale, OfferUp. These are all sites that you basically snap a picture of the item, do a little description, put a price, and you can DM directly back and forth with that seller to negotiate. Typically, it's used in your local vicinity. So like I'm in Vegas right now, so it would be other people in Vegas. You type in your zip code and it'll bring up all the stuff for sale. There is a search bar, so you can type in designer clothes, designer purses. I was watching some YouTube video, and some chick found like a $1,200 Chanel purse for like $50, and she flipped it for like $1,200. And the lady's like, yeah, I don't really like Chanel. My husband got it for me. I prefer Michael Kors. And anybody in reselling knows that Chanel is worth a lot more than a lot of the Michael Kors bags. They're both popular brands, but the lady just had a preference and didn't want to put in the legwork to flip the item properly, I guess, or didn't know. A lot of these people just don't know. They're just used to walking into like the Louis Vuitton store and paying full price. And if you can do that, rad. But even if I could do that, it's a game to me. Like, I love finding stuff for as little as possible. And I love knowing, since I've gotten into this reselling game, that everything I buy at this point is an investment. I used to go in TJ Maxx and blow tons of money. I'd have bags of stuff for like, $350 shopping trip here, $350 shopping trip there. And the stuff is like not always made the best and falls apart. And I justified it by saying, oh, it's cool, I can shop more often. But it's a bad decision. That's literally how I got myself $50,000 in debt twice. And I paid it off. And thank God I learned the second time. And now I've, like I said, found this outlet by selling stuff online and turn it into a game. And it's more of an investment now. It doesn't cost me money. So definitely don't forget about Let's Go, Virage Sale, and OfferUp. Another one I'm going to throw in there, it kind of goes back with estate sales, is estatesales.net. That is really cool because it's geographic to your area, and it'll tell you what estate sales are going on in your area. And you can use it now. You just can't go in person. You have to, like I said earlier, you have to bid on the auction, and then you have to go do curbside pickup. But that's a good app. All right, we've got 3 more and a bonus. Number 8, this website has changed my life in more ways than one, and it's good old Craigslist. Number 8 is Craigslist. So Craigslist, people just say like they're doing moving sales because they can't have a garage sale, or they're scared they're going to be shut down by the city when people congregate in groups. People are still needing to move. People are still relocating, working, job changes, whatever's going on, or they're just deep cleaning because they're bored, or they need money. So they're still having these virtual garage sales on Craigslist. Some people are actually having real garage sales. So if you're comfortable putting on a mask and going, that's totally on you. I'm not going to condone or say yay or nay about it. Everybody's got their own comfort level. Everybody's from different regions that have different stay-at-home orders. But Craigslist, you can still use Craigslist to find stuff. You can also use Craigslist to put up an ad that you're looking for donations, or that you'll, purchase clothes from people for $20 a fill a box or whatever. You've got to be willing to process that, or like gauge what you're looking for. You could even put a list of brands that you're willing to buy. You can put like seeking designer purses. Let's make a deal. You might have to pay $5 to place that ad, but it's an option. You've got to get creative in these weird times. So Craigslist, just be careful. You're meeting strangers. As with any of these things online, I usually go with somebody else, or at least tell somebody what's going on where I'm going. So 8 was Craigslist. Number 9, I've had fun with this recently. I did another video about this on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, the Nextdoor app. Nextdoor is not a reselling app. It is an app for local neighborhoods to communicate with each other. So say there's a burning house 5 blocks away from you, and the neighbors are like, what's that big cloud of smoke? What's going on, up the hill? Neighbors can talk about it. It's kind of like a neighborhood watch or a get to know your neighbor thing. But what you can do in Nextdoor, I did this, I heard about it through some reselling groups, is post an ad saying, hey, I know donations are closed in my area, or I know a lot of you are cleaning. I'd love to pick up your donations for you. If you just want to leave it on your porch, I'll come take them away. So you're basically offering them a service. Now, it worked for me really well, but the second time I posted, my ad got taken down because there is a rule saying that you can't promote a business. And I just kind of walked right into that trap. I had said specifically, I was trying to use full disclosure and be honest and say, hey, I can't go find inventory right now because everything's closed. I'm a reseller and sell clothing online. So if you have anything, I'll come pick up your donations, blah, blah, blah. I filled 2 truckloads of stuff, so it worked, but then it got taken down because somebody had asked in the comments, what's your business? And I posted a link, and I don't think they want you doing that. So I think I could post again and just word it differently, and I would be fine. But be warned, you will get a response. I mean, depends where you live. If you're in a rural area, you might not have as strong as a response, but I'm on like the far side of Vegas on the outskirts, and I had probably 3 or 4 people, 4 women say, come pick up some stuff. I did. And the car was full. We almost had to like take multiple trips. So, and we have SUV. So it was fun. And then you've also got to be ready. I had a whole process for it. So I literally wore gloves, had a mask, I opened up a garbage bag to line the back of the SUV so nothing actually touched the car. And then took everything out, kept it in the backyard, sorted through it. It never came in the house. Then you basically suffocate everything in the bag, let it sit for a few days. Then I washed it. Then I steamed it. Then I listed it. So I went through a lot of stuff, and the stuff that was like complete garbage or donate, I kept separate. And then anything that was actually reseller worthy or worthy of putting in the store. I found some great stuff. I found some Tommy Bahama stuff that was extra large, some Nike stuff, some Levi's. I found a pair of Coach sandals. I haven't listed those yet. Those are still in my garage, letting the COVID wear off or whatever. So those are ready to go. But just be careful because you don't know what you're picking up. That stuff could have been sitting in somebody's garage for 10 years and have cockroaches in the bag. Luckily, that didn't happen to me, but just be ready. Like, think of the worst case scenario, right? And have an exit strategy for yucky stuff. So that's the Nextdoor app. So I believe that's a website and that's an app. Number 10, and this is a biggie. It's not for everybody. It's for some serious folk. It's some folks that have room and time on their hands. You can buy a pallet. And pallets you can buy from places that are closing out. B&G Trading does pallets. You can just look up wholesale pallets online and you can find places that do it. But I mean, you can be in for about $1,500 on that. You might get 200 or 300 items, and most of the time they're all new with tags, but you've got to have the time to go through to process everything. A lot of it's all wrinkled up, so you're going to have to steam it. And it's heavy. A pallet is big and a pallet is super heavy. So you have to have a place to put it and room to do what you need to do to process everything. And it's a big investment. Not everybody can have $1,500 tied up. And on the far spectrum of that, you can also source in your own closet and get started with stuff in your closet that you haven't worn. You could do the hanger trick, hang up everything backwards. And then by the end of the year, if you haven't worn it, taken it off and put it on the right way, all the stuff that's left backwards, you donate or you sell or you get rid of. So that's kind of a trick you can use. So number 10 was pallets. So really quick, I'll go down the list. Number 1, online thrift stores. Number 3, estate sales online. Number 4, retail arbitrage. No, I can't count. Number 1, estate sales. Number 2, I messed up my own list like 3 times. Number 1, online thrift stores. Number 2, estate sales. Number 3, retail arbitrage. Number 4, the selling websites like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Grailed, Depop. Number 5, ThreadUp, largest online reseller that there is, online thrift store. Number 6, Facebook, Facebook Marketplace, and use Facebook groups. Let's see, consumer selling apps was number 7. We talked about Letgo, Garage Sale, OfferUp. We also talked about estatesales.net. Bomb site. I love that site. One of my favorites. Number 8 was Craigslist. Number 9 was the Nextdoor app. Number 10 was buying pallets. You can also look up wholesalers and look up new stuff that you can buy for the sole purpose of wholesaling. And then that was the bonus, was the wholesaling. So there are a lot of sites that you can use to order wholesale, and not all of them require a reseller license or number. And in some states, getting a reseller license or a reseller number is pretty easy to obtain. So you might want to look into that too. So that is it for the top 10 list today. Sorry if I went off on a couple tangents with some of that stuff. I get excited about it when we talk about it. All this online sourcing has got the creative gears going. I totally miss estate selling, but it is kind of fun to just order stuff and let it show up, and worrying about listing. You got to do the stuff that makes you money. Listing and photographing are my Everest every day. I love the sourcing and I love the getting a sale stuff, but the actual processing takes some time. So big shout out to my mom in Colorado who's been helping me list. I send her the pictures and she's been my test lister and it's been awesome. I love it. Thank you, Mom. You're awesome. Mother's Day is coming up and I will not forget. And the last thing I want to do is plug this Saturday again, just one more time. I would love to have you join the Posh and Sip. If you're not familiar with Poshmark, it's a super easy app. Poshmark does take 20% on things over $15. They take $2.95 flat fee for things under $15, but it is a great way to get money for stuff that's in your closet that's just sitting there, or to flip items. They make it super easy. The buyer always pays for shipping, and you print the label, put it on a box. You can get the boxes and supplies mailed to your house for free from USPS, the regular postal service. And you can do this and make money from home. So you might have money just hanging up in your closet. And if you've sold through all your personal stuff and want to get in the game more, and you want to start sourcing online, and then when things open up, going to the resale store, going to the thrift store, going to the estate sales, looking online for stuff, there is money there. There are people that make over $250,000 a year doing this stuff. You know, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you want to just do it 10 hours a week, that's cool. You can still make really decent money. You know, if you're working minimum wage, $15 an hour, you can easily recoup not having that job that pays that through Poshmark. And then if you want to push it even further and make bigger amounts of money to have a lot more fun with it, then you can do that through Poshmark too. So the possibilities are endless. When you're in sales, there is no ceiling. So quit trading your time for hourly dollars and get into this. You got to do what you got to do. I get it, but you could start this on the side too, and you could give yourself a little extra cash injection in your life. And it is Rolling Rack Posh. That's my Poshmark closet. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. Randi, R-A-N-D-I, Lang, L-A-N-G-E, is my Poshmark Facebook, I guess, Poshmark dedicated Facebook page. And then I also have a free public Facebook group called Poshmark 101. And I share articles all about Poshmark, reselling creative ideas, share videos from my YouTube channel about all kinds of stuff that's Poshmark related. So check out those things. If you like this video or found it helpful, hit the like button. Poshmark. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day. Thanks for watching our video today. Bye.